So whether or not you've just turned 18, you've been 18 for 6 months, or you're even past 18 into 19 or 20 years old, and you're looking to get ahead financially, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some things that you can do right now since you turned 18 in order to get ahead of most people financially and to set your future up for financial freedom. So we're just going to jump straight into it by getting started with the first thing that I would recommend every 18-year-old to do if you have not already. This is going to be getting yourself a savings account and a checking account. Now, this may seem like basic advice. This is basically the most basic piece of advice I'm going to be giving this video, because sometimes people do not have their own bank accounts up until they become an adult themselves. That's just how it is for some people. So this is a quick one. If you don't have one already, I highly suggest getting one. Now, if you are someone who already does, maybe you have a local bank or you're with your parents, I would highly suggest going ahead and picking up a high yield savings account. This will allow you to earn a significant amount of interest compared to holding it in your local bank, where you're earning 0.01% interest every single year on your money. Whereas, for example, American Express, they offer a high yield savings account where you can earn up to 4.25% interest every single year on your account. So you can imagine how big of a gap that is, 0.01% to 4.25% every single year. And of course, you can find different areas in the high yield saving account space, but that is definitely something I would recommend to do, because then when your money is sitting in your savings account, you are actually earning money from just holding your money in there. Let me give you an example and just kind of explain what that means for those of you who might not understand. Let's say you have $10,000 in your high yield savings account and you're at 4% every single year. Well, 4% of $10,000 is $400. So at the end of that year, you'd have $10,400 for just money that you just put aside, and it's just simply sitting there. Whereas for those of you who have it in the 0.01%, I mean, I don't even know what that number would be, but it'd be somewhere in between $1 to 10 cents. So that is how big of a difference this can make, and it's something I would highly suggest everyone to do when you turn 18. The second thing we're going to want to do when we turn 18 is to open up a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is going to allow you to contribute up to $6,500 every single year, where you can invest that money into the S&P 500 or just really any investment. You can play it safe, you can play it risky. But ultimately, what the benefit of putting your money and maxing out this account every single year will have, well, when you are wanting to retire and wanting to take this money out, maybe you're 55 or 60, you will at least have $1 million tax free to take out. Because if you're contributing that as early as now, that is going to significantly help you out due to compound interest and due to simply with Roth IRA. You can take out your contributions after they have grown, after they have compounded, tax free. So if you've initially maybe only put in 100 grand over the course of having a Roth IRA, at the end of it, when you pull maybe $1 million out, if that's what it's grown to, if you pull $1 million out, that $1 million, guys, will be completely tax free. So that's definitely something I would recommend getting started with as soon as possible. You don't have to max it out every year, but as long as you're just simply adding to it every so often, that's going to help you out significantly in the future. You can get one started with Robinhood, which I have, or Fidelity Investments. Number 3 is going to be to open a brokerage account. This will allow you to invest into the stock market, such as Robinhood as well. That is a great brokerage that I use personally. But there's tons of different brokerages out there that will allow you to go out and invest into certain companies in order to even make more money than if you were to put it into the Roth IRA. So we're kind of going in the order of safest to riskiest. This, I would say, is medium risk, especially depending on the stocks that you are getting into. I would definitely recommend stocks that are dealing with technologies, but also just strong stocks. You can play the safe route with the stock market. You can literally just buy the S&P 500 and buy as much of that as you want. Or you can buy individual stocks, which is what I personally do, since with a Roth IRA, we are already investing money into the S&P 500. This is something you can easily do. You can get into dividend stocks, but opening a brokerage account to be able to trade individual stocks and to earn more money rather than keeping your money in a bank account where you're earning 0.01% interest, that is going to benefit you significantly. Now, number 4, this is another investment opportunity that we're going to be talking about. This one is actually less riskier than stocks. This is going to be to buying silver and gold, whether you buy this physically or you use something like Glint to own that gold in a Swiss bank. Now, I'm someone who prefers to actually have my silver and gold on hand because ultimately that makes the most sense to me. I would like to see my physical asset rather than trust that it is somewhere else that it's not. But that's just me. I can understand where some people might want the opposite of that. But ultimately, the point is to buy silver and gold. This has been an asset that has been around for literally centuries. It's something that was an asset and was currency long ago in the Babylonian times, before that, etc., etc. It's just been a commodity, been an asset that has been around for ages and is still around and projected to do way better as the years go on. This is just a no-brainer to add to your asset portfolio, because if you think of it this way, if we just invest all of our money into the stock market and it ultimately crashes, we lose everything, we don't have it in other assets, then we lose all of our money. However, if we can get into all these different assets, we can have our money in the stock market, in the S&P 500, in crypto, into gold and silver, then we are protecting ourselves, because if one of those things goes away, we have the others to support it. And that is going to lead us into the next thing, which is cryptocurrency. Guys, whether you believe in crypto or not, it is something that's going to be around and going to progress significantly. It is still so early, and it's going to see lots of major growth coming up that honestly is crazy. Really seeing what is in store in people's plans with crypto, and just the trajectory of it is fascinating to look at, because if you get in it right now, you are significantly early. Now, this is something that you can get really in depth into. You can get into altcoins that are below Ethereum. You can do things like that, but if you want to play it safe, if you want to at least just have your hand in crypto, just buy Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin is the head of cryptocurrency. It will never go away as long as cryptocurrency is around, and it is my best bet with cryptocurrency. If you're going to buy cryptocurrency at all, simply buy Bitcoin and sit on it. Just think of it as adding this to your asset portfolio. If Bitcoin disappears, fine, you have everything else. But if Bitcoin does what it promises to do, this is going to be a major investment for yourself. So definitely consider checking out Bitcoin and adding cryptocurrency into your portfolio. So that is going to be it for the asset side of things. I'm now going to be getting into one more thing to do when you turn 18. This is going to be to start building your credit. This is something that in America, we have a very big problem with as citizens and as consumers of credit cards. Credit cards are meant to be used as tools. They are not meant to be used as things to acquire lots of debt, as lots of people happen to do. That's why credit card companies make so much money. It's because people use these irresponsibly. There's two types of people. There's people who use these irresponsibly, and there's people who use these responsibly. And then you have the people in the middle who kind of do a little bit of both. They kind of keep it in the middle. They don't really worry about credit too much. They don't reap the benefits that you can actually have with credit. And so that's why we need to discuss why it's so important to actually focus on building your credit rather than just using the credit card just half-heartedly, having only one of them just because you want to slowly build your credit. There are tons of benefits that you can get into when you start getting into the credit card game. For example, my first card was a Discover It student credit card. And so with this Discover It student credit card, I essentially earned 1% cash back on every single purchase. I had no annual fee and I could spend up to $1,500. Now, what this cash back meant was every dollar I spent, I earned 1% of a dollar. So that'd be a cent. And obviously that seems not like that much money, but I spent $500 on it and I earned $5 from that $500 that I would otherwise not have. I still paid $500. I didn't pay anything more because I made my payments on time. And if you can understand the credit game, and I will make a whole video on this, everything credit, because this goes very in depth and you want to be well educated on it. But if you can understand the credit game and understand what you can do in order to actually build your credit and get really good cards that offer you crazy amounts of money, where you can literally take back $6,000 every single year, get free flights, get free hotel rooms. You can do stuff like this with credit if you use them the right way. And that's going to be it, guys. Those are some things that I would highly recommend to start doing whenever you turn 18 in terms of finance, guys. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.